In this video, I'm going to show you the LinkedIn Learning connector and what it looks like when it's configured and functioning in an actual live environment. And I'll also show you how you can carefully tweak some of the settings if you want. To access the LinkedIn Learning connector, you just go to Admin and then Marketplace. Then I'm going to click on the LinkedIn Learning connector to go to the configuration settings. Now, there's a lot of fields in here, and of course I've got them blurred out for our instance. There's a lot of secret pieces of data that are unique to the client that allow Saba and LinkedIn Learning to talk to each other. And I can hover over any of these little information icons to see what each field does. I can see that these first few, the client ID, the secret, these are provided by LinkedIn Learning, and they're used to synchronize courses into Saba. Then I can see there's a field for selecting what content languages will be imported. We only have a license for English content, so we only have English selected here. These three pieces of information here, the Saba activation key, client ID, and client secret, are provided by Saba, and they're used by LinkedIn Learning to send completions to Saba. In the profile identifier, you can see that we're using email addresses to map completions from LinkedIn Learning to the appropriate learners in Saba. Here you can specify what domain you want the LinkedIn Learning content synced into and the content folder. And here is a very critical checkbox. This is where you choose whether or not you want the connector to create WBT, web-based training, courses in Saba. I highly recommend checking this. It will make your life a lot easier if you let the connector automatically create the courses, but you do have the option for unchecking this and just importing the content on the back end, which you can then attach to courses manually or through RDI. Scrolling down further, you can see that we have mobile compatibility set to all devices and the player template set to new window standard template. Now, our content syncs daily, so any changes on the LinkedIn Learning side are updated here in Saba on a daily basis. But you also have the option for manually starting a sync right here, which is helpful if you're making a change to your configuration and you want to test it. Obviously, it's highly recommended if you're going to make a change to do that in your QA environment first to test it out. Now, to look at the real magic behind the curtain, you want to take a look at this test button. If you click right here, you get a configure mapping option. And this is where you can see how everything is configured, and you can carefully make changes if you want. This can be a little confusing when you first look at it, but basically what's going on here is that these here on the left are the configuration values in Saba, and then these clickable blue links over here are the sources for those values. So some of these sources like title, if I click on that, are being imported directly from LinkedIn Learning. You can see that these are some of the available attributes from LinkedIn Learning. So I'll hit cancel to go back. Some of these sources here, like content format, these are literally just text or numerical values that could be typed in. So I'll cancel out of this to go back. Now, the first time I opened this connector, these values were all here. I don't know if the connector generates them or if Saba configured some of these for me, but once we set up LinkedIn Learning, these were all set up and ready to go. And for the most part, this is all going to do exactly what you want it to do. It's going to bring in or map everything that you'd want from LinkedIn Learning, like the course title, the author information, the images, the description, and this all works very well. But you also have the ability to customize things here, and I'm going to show you a couple of the customizations I made. Now, obviously, this comes with some caveats. You can easily break things in here, but I want to show you what was possible so that even if you need to open a Saba ticket and get Saba assistance, you have a better idea what can be done here. Most of these values you want to leave the way they're already configured. But notice there's some useful things in here. For example, display call center, display learner. If you were doing this for the first time, maybe testing it out in QA, you could actually turn this to false if you wanted to for display learner. And that way you could import all the courses to see what it looks like before you actually show them to your audience. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you what we've done in our environment, which is we've attached an audience type as well as a custom field to all of our web-based training courses that we import in. And the way I did that was I went to where it says mapped, click on this and show unmapped. So these are the unused values here that we were able to access. And what we wanted to do was set up one of the custom fields just to give us another way of identifying LinkedIn Learning courses in reports and in views in the system. So all we did was click on this custom 0 field here, and we're ignoring the LinkedIn Learning attributes and just going to custom and click on value, and I'm literally just type in a value. So I could put LinkedIn and then hit save. Notice it's telling me there's unpublished changes in this view. And then another really useful attribute here is audience type. So this is really helpful if you want to protect your license limits. If the courses are not available to your entire audience, you can set an audience type here so only certain people can access the training. So to set in an audience type, first of all, you want to have the audience type already set up in Saba. And then I can click on this, again, click on custom, go to value, and I'll type in the name of my audience type. So then I could go down here to publish these changes, and I'm not going to do that right now. This is my QA environment, but I'll shut that down, and then you could sync content to make the changes to your WBT courses. So that's just a little behind the scenes with our LinkedIn connector. I kind of wanted to show you how that was set up. Again, tread carefully here and reach out to Saba support if you need help setting this stuff up. But I wanted to give you an idea of what the possibilities were. So if this video was helpful to you, if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you have anything you'd like to see in a future video, just add a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching.